Happy Friday, family, and welcome to our Boss Up Show presented by Hope TV. We are the House of Hope Atlanta. Our pastor is Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr., where we believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. We also want to take a moment to thank you, our viewers, for watching us every week. Some of you have been tuned in since day one, and we want you to know that we appreciate you. In addition, we want to thank our producers and our business ministry for making sure we have these amazing guests every week. Paul Ford in Wired Magazine said that we are all live streamers and Zoom is our stage. I say that this season is an invitation for entrepreneurs to do what we do, but do it differently. So today's theme for our show is building and maintaining business during trying times. Let's face it, we learn more from our failures and our challenges than we do from our successes and victories, right? So today we have two bosses in their own right sharing with us how to make the most of a very challenging market and business climate. Let's start with our first guest, Renee Palmer. She's the founder and principal solutions consultant of Black Book Management Group, which is a solutions-driven firm specializing in brand management and lifestyle management consulting. Renee, will you say hello to everyone?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me, and I am excited to be a part of tonight's conversation.
Listen, we're excited to have you. You know how we do it on Boss Up. We always have knowledgeable and amazing guests who are leaders in their field. So Derek Owens is with us tonight as well. He's the founder and head trainer at D5 Fitness and Performance. So if you're trying to get that beach body, that summer body together, I need you to give my man a call. His passion is to help people change their lives in the simplest and most realistic way possible. Derek, say hello to everyone tonight.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here with you guys. Hopefully I can help some of you guys reach your fitness goals and lifestyle goals.
Great. Welcome. If you're just joining us, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to share this video on all your social media platforms. Invite your friends to watch us. Get helpful tools for business owners and professionals. Are y'all ready to boss up? Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Renee,
Yeah.
y'all ready to boss up? Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
I want to start with a quick check-in with both of you. I want to start with you, Renee. How have things been now that a lot of businesses are open, a lot of our businesses are finally back at their full capacity or at their full schedule. So I want to know, how has your time been now after the pandemic and in the season of protest? How has your life as a business owner changed?
I think life, period, has changed for us all, honestly. On March 13th, none of us knew what our summer was going to look like, right? And here we are. I will be 50 on Saturday, and this is certainly not the way that I planned on bringing in half a century, right? But on a very serious note, the pandemic was a gut punch, right? And then the situation in our country and our world with how melanated people are treated, right, unjustly, was truly a kick while we were down. I don't know that we'll ever see normal again. Our normal is going to be new and it's going to be different. I have the unique opportunity to be around my younger cousins who are 16 and 18, and young Black boys, and watching their faces having to deal with a pandemic. And now it's hunting season for me. So that has been challenging. I've had some issues in my immediate family, health issues with my pops and just different things. And so it has truly been a trying time in balancing business and emotions. And so I think for a while we expected that, okay, we'll be still for a second and then we will go back to normal, right? Well, no, our normal has, like I said, has shifted and it'll never be the same. So I think that as people, business owners, and just individuals are figuring out we're going to be here for a minute. They came out of being stuck and stagnant, and now we're all adjusting. And so I'm seeing some positive adjustments as well as to what our new normal looks like and what business will look like for us going forward. And I'm busier now than I was in March, so I'm in a good place professionally.
Congratulations. So first of all, I got to wish you a
Thank
happy
you.
birthday. I hope that tomorrow
Thank
you're
you.
able to do everything with a pandemic in mind, everything that you desire to do for your
Right.
birthday. I hope you're still able to
Thank
celebrate,
you.
even if it's a cyber celebration. I want you to celebrate.
Yes, I
I love
definitely will. I definitely will.
I love everything that you shared. I mean, this is definitely a season of developing new norms. And so I'm glad to see that you're bouncing back and that you have more business. And I just pray that your business continues to flourish. So, Derek,
Yes, thank you.
I want to pivot to you. We know that a lot of gyms were shut down during COVID and they're now finally starting to open back up. So I want to hear about your journey. How have you been navigating this season? How you doing?
I'm doing good. The good as I can be. My gym shut down, like you said, in March, and it was a transition in time because it was like a lot of people want to come to the gym. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So, I've started to build my clientele up even more, start working with a lot of people. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like a bomb just dropped out of the middle of nowhere. And so, then I had to kind of figure out a way to adjust to the situation, what is going on, because at first I didn't think we was going to close because we were still open. And then all of a sudden, just like from the managers and stuff, they came down and they were like, we're closing. We're closing the gym just out of nowhere. Like we got to be out the building by 12 o'clock. So
So sudden.
that kind of took the shots because now I got to kind of reschedule everybody, cancel appointments, and because I'm in a people seeing business. That's how I make finances and stuff like that. For the number of people that I see. So when that happened, um, the good thing is that I had already started kind of transitioning in a way because I already started, doing a little virtual training. So now I had to do that even more so than I was before. I had a couple people here and there, but now it's like this is gonna, like she said, this is gonna be our new norm for a while. The virtual stuff. So first of all, I had to learn how to get on different platforms because I never used Zoom before. So so I started using Zoom. So I had to learn how to use that, how to get multiple people on there at one time. Just trying to figure out different ways to still give my people the best results, even though they're not in the gym. One thing I also had to do is had to kind of reinvent the way that I train because I'm so used to using weights and stuff like that. Everybody doesn't have weight, and then as you know, you can't find no weights in Walmart or nowhere like that. So now I got to be more creative in how I get to people those results that they want. So I always used to say, I had to kind of balance, my blessing with all the suffering that's going on. So, so that's what I end up, having to do. It's still tough, because I got two young kids, so trying to, deal with them and their schoolwork too. My wife working from home, we trying to deal with the kids and the schoolwork and also trying to do our jobs to the best of our ability as well. So, it was a tough transition, but I think, thank God, now everything started to, pick up a little bit more, start to do
Yeah.
park workout, do more virtual training, get people from across the country want to train now and stuff like that. So it's actually, I think it's a blessing because, now it also offered me to have more free time with my family as well too.
Phenomenal. See, I hear a lot of people who share that the pandemic has been a curse because they've had
Hmm.
to take on some things that they had not bargained for at the beginning of the year. But then I hear other
Hmm.
people saying it has been the time of their life. They've gotten more rest, they've achieved a sense of balance. And so I want to
Hmm.
start with you, Renee, right there. How would you say your life as an entrepreneur changed? Did you get more rest? Were you one of those entrepreneurs who was like, finally, I get some sleep? Or were you one of those people who was dying, being stuck in the house, like stir crazy? Tell me, how was that part of it for you?
Yeah, so because so much of my business is about being social, right, and interacting with other people, that's where it got challenging for me. not being able to see and touch people. So that was hard for me at first. And the transition, so that it was dark for me for a second, not being able to touch people. And yeah, talking is cool, and the Zoom calls, but actually having that face-to-face interaction was a challenge. Again, though, I think as we figured out, okay, this isn't just a blip, we're going to be here for a while, everybody started to shift. I had initially 3 projects cancel within a matter of 48 hours, and those were my summer projects. Those were the things that I was focusing on to kind of get us through that period. So that was challenging. And then where some of those face-to-face events didn't happen, as my clients and the business associates figure out, hey, we've got to keep this thing moving, right? Everybody got creative. And so then once, we figured out, okay, this is how we're going to do business. Now I worry about, did I leave my earrings, but also where's my mask and my hand sanitizer, right? When I leave the house,
Right.
what does that look like? And so just adjusting to that, and we can either accept it gracefully or fight it, but it's going to happen. So why not accept it gracefully, move through it, and figure out how to do it and excel in this new space?
Listen, I want to pause here and welcome everybody who's viewing us online, who just joined us. We thank you for tuning in to Boss Up tonight. If you have not already shared this video, we want you to share it on all of your social media platforms, because it's about to get serious. We're about to talk about challenges. Yeah. And so if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and you're watching this and you know some other business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals who need this, I need you to hit the share button right now. Hit the share button so that we can talk to them and share this conversation with them as well. So here we go. I'm gonna start with you, Derek. What has been your greatest challenge in this season, and how did you overcome it? Let's go.
I think one of my greatest challenges is actually adjusting, because I did lose people. So there was financial losses that I had, significant number. Because, even though I was able to keep some people, I still lost several people that, some people, the gym was convenient to them because they lived real close to the gym. So they didn't have no transportation. So they would walk to the gym. So just trying to figure out ways to kind of make up for that loss in income. Because like I said, I still got a family, and, we still got, bills, and, we got, stuff we just gotta, still take care of, even though we're in this pandemic. And it also, a challenge was trying to figure out a way to, even though people come work out, if they do come work out with me at the park, how to keep them safe. Especially with the COVID-19, make sure we practicing proper social distancing, and hand sanitizing, and even with the waste that I bring to the park, make sure I'm sanitizing them as much as possible. So in order to kind of overcome the challenges, some of the challenges that I have, I came up with like kind of fitness challenges to people, to kind of get them motivated. I did a couple speaking engagements on Zoom. Also did a couple classes at the park. It's tough, and it's still challenging, just not knowing when this all gonna end, and if we, cause like she said, I don't think we ever gonna get back to normal. So it was still tough. It's still tough.
Yeah.
It's still challenging, because for each month, just not knowing when this thing gonna end, or if we ever gonna get back to the same way. I gotta keep coming up with ideals and different ways to kind of, still keep my business afloat, and still keep it going. Because if I just sit back and not do nothing, then my business is gonna tumble, and I don't want that to happen.
Right. I really do think, and I think I said it in our introductory comments, that this is a season for entrepreneurs to be more creative than we've ever been. Coming up with creative ways to make our work environments and our businesses feel intimate for people with a mask on. That is a creative initiative. That's a creative enterprise, to be able to make people feel like you care about them and they really can't see you under, from the nose down. What does all of that mean? What does expression mean? So I definitely think this is a season where we're learning as entrepreneurs how to be more creative. So Renee, talk to us. What has been your greatest challenge and how did you overcome it?
I think one of the biggest challenges again was because so much of my business model is supporting other entrepreneurs in developing events. So I do a lot of event planning and management for nonprofits, for different organizations. And so everybody's getting ready for their walks and their end of the school year events. And so having those things cancel, that's probably been the biggest challenge. And with that being a big part of my business model, like Dee mentioned, how do you recover that revenue, right? How do you, what's next? What do we use to fill that gap? Financially, that's created by us not being able to talk and touch and play with each other, right? And so I think that as you see Zoom, wish I had bought some stock back in March, but as you see the Zoom platforms and just other creative ways for us to connect without being physically in the same space, that's been the answer to those challenges. So I've definitely had to brush up, and I'm probably as close to being a Zoom expert as I want to. Because of this, and just getting creative for my clients. Literally, I have a client right now that we're working on a menu launch and a tasting. And what does that look like? Do we have those tastings delivered to people at their homes and then create? So again, getting creative for them and figuring out how do you do event planning from a creative space. I think we figured that out. Some of the other things that I'm working on don't require as much of us being in the same physical space. So some of those things are business as usual. But a website launch for a nationally known athlete won't happen for a while, right? So how do we bring in the traffic that we want to see for his website launch? So those kinds of things are what create the challenges, but also make us just spread our wings a little bit farther and get a little more creative in a space.
Absolutely. So every business owner has like the secret sauce, or they have this special signature on their business,
Mm-hmm.
on their company. And so I want to talk
Mm-hmm.
to you about that, Derek. What is your niche? What would you say is your specialty? When we come to D5, what kind of experience are we going to get that's going to be so memorable that we don't go anywhere else? What's your niche?
So I had this saying I like to use. I call it strong body, strong life, because I feel like if you take care of your body, you have a strong life also. So I take that from a niche from me having an athletic background. I have everybody come train like an athlete. Train like you're getting ready to you know um, play a professional sports or some sort. So I mean, not everybody gonna train that way, but that's just the kind of the motto that a motto that I kind of go by. A lot of stuff that I have learned on the way and still continuing to learn about the human body. What I'm saying, in order to get you the best results possible, whether it's hit training, whether it's cross training, whether it's weight room, whether it's also nutrition. Learning more about nutrition to make sure you're training you're eating for the body that you want. Because I know a lot of times people, we eat the same meal plans over and over again, but that meal plan that might be specific for your body. So I just believe just giving 110% every time you go. Like the saying say, just give me 1% trust and I earn the other 99.
Okay.
That is so good. Like you dropped so many bombs in that one comment. I'm trying to keep track of everything. The first comment that you made that really stands out for me, both of you been dropping bombs all night. But the first comment that you said that stood out for me was that your physical health has implications for every other
Mm-hmm.
area of your life. Strong body, strong, I think you said life.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, strong
major.
life.
That is so major because as an entrepreneur, I think we are so driven and we're into this grind culture that we forget to take care of ourselves, not realizing that the body informs the business practice. I love it. I love it. Renee, Renee, talk to me. What is your niche? What is that special ingredient that makes your business so unique and just so that standout quality? What makes you stand out?
Yeah, so I am a puzzle master extraordinaire, and that can be for businesses as well as for individuals. And that's figuring out what the missing piece is, where it goes, and if it's not there, what piece is going to fit best in that space. So Black Book initially started as a pure concierge business, just supporting some major corporations. So I've kept a relationship with Coca-Cola since '97 when I worked with them for the Olympics, providing transportation for large groups across their campuses, and often special large groups that they had coming in. Had an opportunity to work with them for their 125th anniversary. But if it's finding something for them or somebody calling and say, Renee, my anniversary is tomorrow and I forgot, and where can I go and what can I do and what are some great gifts that I can provide. So that's the solution driven part of Black Book, and being able to offer those services, that piece. But also I have a strong background in marketing and branding. Got that from Coca-Cola as well, and had an opportunity to fine tune those things, and got into the world of boxing about 6 years ago. So working with professional boxers, not only here in the city of Atlanta, but across the country. So getting into that space, right, as a woman, right, they're like, okay, whose girlfriend are you, or who you dating in the crowd, who you trying to catch? And I'm like, no, I'm here doing business, and I just might
Right?
sign your contract. So,
Right?
you
Girls,
know,
wait a
so
minute. Girls are bosses too. Let them know. Girls are bosses
yes,
too. Come
yes,
on.
Exactly.
yes, yes, absolutely. And
Okay.
so from
Yeah.
that, expanded Black Book to be a management group. So offering travel and also brand management for sports and entertainment brands. That's our niche, but we certainly will play in any space. I tell people, as long as I know the rules, I can play the game, and 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna win. So let's go. I am a chameleon. I've lived so many places, so I'm used to moving and being in different environments. So there are not a lot of spaces that I'm shell shocked or not comfortable, from line employees to CEOs. I've been fortunate enough to be around people on different levels and appreciate everybody on levels. That was one thing my father was always big about. The janitor may have more pull than the CEO. Be careful about how you treat people. And I always have you respect everybody for their position, because at the end of the day, it's a team and everybody's role is valid. So
I love this. So if you're just tuning in to us on Boss Up and you have not shared this video yet, I think we've convinced you that you have a good reason to share this with your friends and all of your viewers. Really quickly, I want to review what's been said in this last round of questions. I want to start with Derek. He already told us that if you have a healthy body, you can have a healthy life. And then Miss Renee came back and she said, listen, I play in every space. I'm versatile. But then I also heard her say, relationships rule the world, that you've got to have a tight
yes,
network. You've got to treat people with respect, from the janitor to the boss. And I think that's a lesson for all of us, because you never know which bridge you're going to have to cross. And so you have to
yeah.
keep your bridges in good health and intact. I love this conversation. So we're about to conclude. I wish we had more time, because you guys are really helping a lot of entrepreneurs right now. But I want to conclude by asking you guys a question. I have two more questions. But before I get to our final question, I want to ask you guys this question. What is the greatest lesson that you'd like to pass on to someone in your industry? And so it's an industry specific question, Derek. If you had a young person to come to you and say, hey, I want to get into the gym ownership, gym management business, give me some pointers. What would you say to that young person wanting to get into your industry? What lesson have you learned that you believe could be the key to their success?
I would say be open to change, because the industry is always changing. There's always better things out there. Also, be willing to learn. Don't come in thinking that you know more than what you haven't experienced yet. Because experience
Right.
can tell you a lot of things. They can teach you a lot of things, and also just be flexible, because it might be some times where things might not go your way, so you might have to move here and there, and also be just and also stay positive, because it is a building business. You got to build relationships. You got to build clients. You can't expect to come in and think you're gonna have 50 clients right off the bat. It's all about building relationships, and also the results that you put out that people gonna see, and that gonna make people want to come to you and come use your service.
Love it, love it. So I wanted to mention right here, before I pivot to Renee, everybody thinks they can do brand management. Am I right? Everybody thinks that they know how to advise people on how you need to build your brand. Everybody's a
Wow.
brand manager now, right? And
Woo.
so, am I speaking truth? Am I speaking truth? So, Renee,
Yes. Yes.
with you being in lifestyle management and brand management, what lessons do you have for these self-proclaimed brand managers who may not have the marketing tools and the expertise that you have, who are saying, "Girl, I can build your brand," and they don't even have a brand? Renee, how would you advise? And not saying all of them are like that, but how would you advise
Right.
someone who is just getting started? They don't have the wealth of experience that you have, or the relationships, but they really do want to be serious about brand managing. What would you say to them?
Mhm.
What lessons have you learned about your trade and your craft that could help someone who's just getting started?
Um, Three things quickly. Stagnant water stinks. You've got to keep it moving. You've got to be a sponge. Never stop learning. Make sure that you are taking in all the information that you can, not only about what you do, but also about the industries that you want to represent. When I started in boxing, I knew who had the cool fight parties, right? Now I probably know more about boxing than most people outside of the ones who actually step in the ring. Um, your network is truly your net worth. Value relationships, but it's not a numbers thing. It's certainly quality over quantity. One thing that I've learned as I continue to grow my business is my numbers get smaller, but we are so much stronger. Um, and then finally, hone in on your craft. Stay cutting edge. Keep those shoes on. It's that who moved my cheese. And so as you start to work with people in different industries, you learn that industry. You become a subject matter expert across the board. And so we don't have we have to keep learning while we're being subject matter experts. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love working with a new client. My newest client, business partner, associate. I am now working on developing a actual neighborhood in Buckhead. Didn't know I was going to have this opportunity when COVID started, and it may not have presented itself. But I am, from this space, being very intentional about growing Black businesses, and making sure that we are taking care of our own first, putting on our oxygen mask first as we grow. And so I am always open to sharing that information. May not keep you from making the mistakes that I made, but certainly how to navigate them, because they're going to come, and you get through them and you keep them, treat them as learning lessons and keep it moving.
Love it, love it. As we conclude today, that's tweetable. The first thing you said, stagnant water stinks. Listen, if you're
Yeah.
not learning, you're not growing. I love it. You guys have really blessed our listening and watching audience today. And so I want to thank both of you for sharing such a wealth of information and expertise with us. Thank y'all so, so very much.
Thank
As
you
we
for having me.
conclude,
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been great.
you're welcome. As we conclude our Boss Up episode for today, I want to start with you, Derek. Tell us how we can reach you, because I do want to work on my abs. And, I know it's going to take some major
Right.
work.
Right.
So tell us
Um,
how we can reach you and how we can find you.
you can find me on Instagram at D5 Fitness and Performance. Also the same as Twitter, or you can go to my website at www.dofit5.com.
Awesome, awesome. And give your family our love. Tell everybody we said hello. House of Hope loves y'all. All right.
Love
Also
y'all too.
with you, Yes. Also with you, Miss Renee, tell us, how can we reach you? How can we find you? Because, I got a couple of colleagues who are looking for brand management, and I know you know some people. Those of you who are watching, some people who are looking for a brand manager. So Renee, tell us how we can find you.
Yep. So you can find Black Book, and that's BlaqueBook, at Black Book on both Twitter and Instagram. And we're at blackbook.com.
Awesome.
So it's all
That
Black Book.
was
Yep.
us all Black Book. Come on, Black Book.
Yes. Yes.
Again, we welcome you to the Boss Up Show. We're glad you decided to spend your Friday night with us. We are the House of Hope Atlanta. Our pastor is Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr., where we believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. I heard my pastor say this earlier today. If you be good to God, God will be good to you. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week.